Hi Taurus, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are looking at things with the theme of wisdom. Okay, so wisdom for yourself, wisdom for the connections that you're involved with, whether it be platonic or romantic, wisdom in general. Okay, seeing what comes out for you today, Taurus. But please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. It does help the channel so much, so thank you. This week we have the Earth Wisdom Oracle, starting off there. We are also using the Chakra Wisdom Oracle, clarifying everything with the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. And the love deck I am using is the Romantic Fairy Love Oracle. Okay, so getting into it for you, Taurus. Okay, Taurus, the wisdom that Taurus needs. Wisdom that Taurus needs to be known, needs to see. Wisdom for our Taurus, please. Taurus wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom already, Taurus. Are you sharing that? Oh, yeah, yes, okay. So firstly, we have the boundaries card. Okay, so finding some wisdom in setting clear boundaries around yourself. So that I'll come back to that because I just want to show you what I was sort of giggling about. I was like, Taurus, are you sharing your wisdom? We have the responsibility card. Okay. And for me to sort of say that intuitively, I feel like that is part of what that is. That this is all about you having a responsibility to share your wisdom. So we'll definitely clarify that as well, because we do also see, a responsibility to yourself to have boundaries. Those messages are connected once, together, obviously. So I feel like for a lot of you, Taurus, allowing people to cross your boundaries and not having clear set boundaries around yourself, being the sort of person who's a giver rather than a giving and taking kind of energy. The more that you're giving, the more that you're giving, the more that you're giving, people start to take advantage of that. And you do have a responsibility to yourself to, not allow that to be the case. But you also have a responsibility to those people that sometimes you can't just give everybody the answer. Sometimes they need to learn that on their own. Okay, so there is this responsibility factor coming through here, that understanding that, yeah, you're responsible for yourself, but other people are responsible for their own selves, Taurus. You're not the one that has to come in and save the day all the time, okay? That, taking responsibility is sometimes allowing people to make their own mistakes so that they can learn from those mistakes. Yes, you may have that wisdom. You can give them your wisdom and advice, but if they don't take it, you can't really force that you need to, respect their boundaries and know that you cannot, force some. It's that old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. You can give somebody all the wisdom from your own experience, but you can't make them follow it. Okay, so I do feel as though that's something that's needing to be heard by you at the moment, Taurus, but also needing to really look at your own boundaries with things, and where are you allowing people to take advantage of you by not setting a clear, firm boundary that I will not tolerate this behavior, because you have a responsibility to yourself and your own development and your own experience, and you can't allow people to to take advantage of you, Taurus. I feel that coming through strongly, that for a lot of you have allowed people to cross your boundaries and take advantage of you in the past here. Clarifying this message for Taurus, please. Boundaries and responsibility for Taurus. Now, I'm really not going to be surprised if we see the bear card come through. I'm not seeing the bear card come through. I am obviously getting that energy coming through though, regardless, which is all about, standing on your own 2 feet, standing in your own power, having those boundaries up. Okay, but what I am seeing for you is actually amazing. And we do see specifically a message of wisdom coming straight through as well. So we do have the lilies coming through here, which the lilies is about it's emotional vulnerabilities and connecting to yourself in a very intimate way. So for a lot of you, I feel like this is setting up boundaries when it comes to intimacy, whether that be physical intimacy or, being, being open and vulnerable with somebody who is not open and vulnerable to you, those sorts of things, or, just sharing that emotional intimacy with people. And just because you care about somebody deeply doesn't mean that you then have to allow them to have their way all the time and walk all over you, kind of thing. The lily also does really talk about longevity. It's a long-term energy, so it really brings into focus that point of your life where, the end of your life, the long term. What do you want long term in your life? So what, when you reach the end of your life, what would you want to be able to look back and say, I'm glad I had this, or I did that, or whatever, which we are seeing that is very important for you here, because we have the stars coming through as well, which is all your wishes, your desires, all the hopes and aspirations for your future here. So we are looking at long-term aspirations here, needing to, stay like needing to enforce the boundaries around, these are my long-term goals and I'm going to, walk towards those, rather than allow someone to, stop me from, going towards my truest wishes here, because, they're pushing my boundaries down, and so needing to sort of, it's kind of like, I'm kind of seeing this image here, Taurus, of you kind of walking along a path, and along that path, you're headed straight towards your wishes and desires being fulfilled. But then there's all, people trying to crowd in your path and trying to block your path and trying to get in your way, and you're literally having to, build these big fences along both sides of the path to stop anyone throwing you off your path, or steering you, off course here. So I kind of feel like that's what that is, and your responsibility to yourself, to have your dreams fulfilled for yourself. There is this responsibility that if you want to, stay on that path towards your dreams coming true, that you do need to be a little bit more vulnerable and open with yourself, on an emotional level, about where are you allowing people to steer you off course here. We do also see the tree coming through, which is wisdom in itself. Okay, so we do see that this has been, it's a journey. It's part of the journey for you, that you are maturing and growing wiser with every passing day. You have already learned a lot about yourself. You're learning a lot and growing a lot and healing a lot, knowing that you're going to reach those stars for yourself at the end of that road. But the tree also reminds us to take care of ourselves. Okay, so to heal the aspects of ourselves that do allow people to walk all over us and take advantage of us, to, that you do have a responsibility to look after yourself first and foremost. If you're not looking after yourself and you're putting other people ahead of your own self, then who's looking after you, Taurus? Which the tree is really reminding us that, wisdom is making sure that you are looked after, so that you can continue to look after others. It's something that it took me a while as a parent to learn. Obviously not all of you are going to be parents, but when you are a parent, a lot of people go, oh, well, my child comes first. I have to do everything in my power to, put my child first and whatnot. But if you're putting your child first all the time and you're not taking care of your own self, what happens when something happens to you and you're no longer able to take care of that child? If you don't put yourself first at some point, sometimes putting yourself first enables you to be able to put these other people as important around you as well. So, it's that example of, if you're a parent, it's very easy to forget about your health and well-being. Okay, but then if you're laid up in hospital, who's looking after the kids? No one's going to put those children first. You are the one that puts them first, if that kind of makes sense. That if you're not there to make sure that those children are being looked after the way that you want them looked after, well, in order to do that, you need to look after yourself and make sure that you don't end up laid up in hospital. Of course, things happen and whatnot as well, but you do have a responsibility. Even within your responsibilities, there's a responsibility to yourself, that is prevalent, because children don't know how to look after a parent, or they shouldn't have to know how to look after a parent. As a child who has had quite a lot of responsibility as a child, that's not something any child should be forced to do. Reasonable responsibility, sure, but for a child is not a parent. They're not the ones that chose to have the children. So it is the parents' responsibilities to those children to allow those children space to be children and to grow and to take care of them. But at the end of the day, the parent needs to also look after themselves so that they're able to do so. So a bit of a tangent there. I was just trying to use that as a bit of an example there, but I do get a bit tangenty about that stuff because of personal experience, not going to lie. But a child doesn't know boundaries, they're taught boundaries. So it's a whole issue. I'm not even going to keep talking about that. Okay, Taurus. Further wisdom for our Taurus, please. Further wisdom for Taurus. And I just want to add, though, that, if you are a parent, your responsibility is to be a parent. It's not to be that child's friend. It's not to be that child's, allow that child to take care of you. That's not their responsibility. They didn't choose to be brought into this world. You need to take personal responsibility for certain things in this life. And yes, sometimes it's a hard sell. Yes, sometimes it's hard, but in order to look after yourself, you need to take care of your own responsibilities. So if you're the only person living in a house, it's your responsibility to pay the rent. It's your responsibility to make sure you go to bed at the time that you want to go to bed at, just even to the littlest things. It's your responsibility to take care of your body, to learn about how to take care of your own body if you don't know, Responsibility, it's one of those harsh realities of life, unfortunately, Taurus, further wisdom for Taurus, please. Okay, so we're starting off with a third eye chakra card for you here. So we have gratitude. Okay, so don't forget to stop and smell the flowers along that path while you're headed straight towards your dream. Show some gratitude for the world, knowing that you are on that path. Okay, Taurus, because of what I'm seeing here, you are on that path. We're just picking up little finicky things of how to help you, stay on that path and progress further, quicker on that path for yourself towards all your dreams and wishes coming through here. One of those steps is to show gratitude for those small little things, those little flowers on the way, to show gratitude for vulnerabilities. Okay, so if someone is showing you, opening up to you and showing you, the vulnerable emotional side of themselves, to show gratitude for that, empathy towards that, also have your boundaries and not allow that to take you over, so to speak. Okay, show gratitude for the fact that you are someone who is going to have their dreams come true. Or, even just in that, have gratitude and faith in knowing that these things are going to happen for you here. So whatever those dreams are for you, it's showing your gratitude just by, even if something I learned with manifestation is, the more that you're thanking the universe or God or whatever it is you believe in for the energy that serves you well, the more the universe knows, oh, that's the sort of stuff that Taurus likes. So I'm going to give them more of that. Okay, so little things. You're walking down the street. You find $5 on the street and you go, thank you, more please. Showing your gratitude and letting the universe know, more of this energy, please. I like this, thank you. So it's kind of a way we can, gratitude is a way that we can, show the energy around us what energy we want, because the more that we're focusing and dwelling on the negative things in our life, the more that we're attracting the negative things in our life. But the more that we're focusing and being thankful for the positive things in our life, the more we're attracting those. Okay. We do also see this interesting energy here, which is coming from the heart chakra. I will need to clarify this because we have the trickery card. I do feel as though this is referring back to this responsibility to have boundaries between you, and I feel like we're now sort of seeing that there is somebody specifically that you're needing to put up boundaries with, because this person's energy is trickery towards you here, Taurus, trying to pull the wool over your eyes, trying to take advantage of you and your sweet nature. Clarifying trickery energy for Taurus. Clarify the trickery energy for Taurus, please. You will be able to get to the heart of that matter pretty easily. I feel like for a lot of you, you may already have a bit of a clue, or as soon as you put up some boundaries between yourself and a friend. Here we have the dog energy, so it is very likely a friend. That is the card of friendship. Someone that you think or is loyal to you. You think that they're understanding, compassionate towards you. Most likely a friendship. Okay, is what we're seeing with that dog energy. It just feels like it's somebody that's just like, because it feels like expectations, unfair expectations, where they're so used to just getting everything they want out of you, Taurus, that the moment that you stop and say, no, I can't give you that right now. No, I can't give you my time, my love, my energy, my money right now, because, I need to give it to myself, because I'm doing this taking care of myself stuff. I'm looking after myself. I can't give you that right now. This person goes, well, F you, Taurus. You never do anything for me. And you're like, really? Like, I've done everything. I've gone above and beyond for you. And because you've crossed my boundaries so many times, and it feels very unreciprocal as well. But this person does seem to now have this expectation that Taurus will give and give and give and give, and I don't have to give anything back in return. So we do see the coffin here, which is going to transform this connection. So for some of you, this friend is going to go, oh, shit, I'm sorry, Taurus. Allow me to, stop doing that, end that sort of what's entitled behavior, and let me actually give you some return on your investment into me. Others of them are going to be like, F you, Taurus, close the door on you, Taurus. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. And there may be an ending of that relationship for some of you. But it's a transformation one way or another. Okay. So even if that connection does end, it's a transformation. That energy gets put elsewhere into a brand new beginning, a rebirth for you. All right. So it all works out sunshine and roses for you here, Taurus. This is the sun, but it comes to light. The truth of the matter comes to light here with the sun coming through. But that ultimately is a lot of happiness. So you are able to find happiness after this situation. For some of you, it's kind of that, happiness that that entitled person who keeps taking advantage of me. Well, do you know what? I'm actually happier without having to give and give and give and give to that situation all the time. And for others of you, like I said, it goes slightly different, where it's, well, now that that's been revealed and we've talked about that and we've ended that situation, we've transformed that energy into a new beginning between us, and they're now realizing that they've got to give back in order to continue receiving from Taurus. So it's a, happiness in the fact that, awesome, we're trying over again, we're starting over again, we're having a rebirth in this friendship where things are actually equal, reciprocal. All right, so it is going, I am getting the message of two different ways there for you, Taurus, but either way, it seems to be what it does need to come to light between you and this person in order to have that shift, have that transformation into the rebirth energy. All right, so it ends up with happiness, okay? But wisdom for Taurus with love and romance. This is what happens when I talk too much, Taurus. I've already hit 20 minutes. Wisdom for Taurus with love and romance, please. I have been trying to stick under 20 minutes this week, but there's a couple of you I haven't managed to do that. Ooh, Taurus. There's a wisdom, a truth for you here in love as well. We have bonding coming through first and foremost. As you get to know each other, you discover many things in common. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, this is all somebody that you already know, you're already bonded to, but you're bonding more, realizing that you have more and more similarities and whatnot as well. The reason you have so many similarities is because this is very likely a twin flame situation. Firstly, we have twin flame recognition as well as twin flame union. Okay, so this is the truth that's coming to light within love for you, is that you're recognizing that this person is your twin in some kind of way. Okay, so you know this soul that mirrors your own heart, body, mind, and soul. Okay, this person is, that's why in a lot of ways they are very similar to you, because this person is a reflection of you yourself. This is your other half. Some people don't really like the term twin flame, but the premise of the twin flame situation, it goes back to a very old mythology that humanity was actually born, and when we're born, we're split into two. Our soul is split into two, and so meeting this other half of your soul and connecting back together is bringing your soul into complete union. So that's the twin flame thing I like to personally see, and that's what you've got here is somebody who completes you, Taurus. So even if you haven't met this person yet, they're there. They're in your energy very strongly. It's a very strong union, and this person is, that you and them, it's like you're two halves of the same, two peas in a pod, two halves of the same, alternate sides of the same coin. The differences that you have are just enough to make up for all the similarities that you have. Sometimes you might trigger each other a little bit as well, because it's like looking at a reflection of your own bad behavior when we have a twin flame situation. So those sorts of things as well. But there's a lot of love and a lot of strength comes through, with this completion energy as well. All right, so that's what we have for you today, Taurus. More than welcome to check your other placements. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'll see you all again soon.